Reality TV thrives on drama, but few exits have shocked audiences like Cierra Ortega's sudden departure from Love Island USA. She was a fan favorite, her journey seemingly destined for romance, until a controversy from her past exploded online, forcing her off the show overnight. The silence from Cierra, isolated by the show's rules, was broken only by a heartfelt plea from her parents, who found themselves defending their daughter amid a storm of public outrage. This isn't just TV gossip, it's a case study in accountability, cancel culture, and the real human cost of public scandal. Cierra entered the villa as a vibrant single, radiating confidence and excitement as she stepped into the world of Love Island USA. From the very first moment, she caught the attention of both the islanders and the viewers at home, her energy lighting up the villa and setting the stage for what many thought would be a memorable journey. Almost immediately, she formed a quick and genuine connection with Nick van Steenbergen. Their chemistry was undeniable, and the two were often seen laughing together, sharing private conversations, and growing closer with each passing day. Their budding romance quickly became a focal point of the season, drawing in fans who rooted for their happiness. As their relationship blossomed, other contestants and viewers alike watched with anticipation, wondering if Cierra and Nick would become one of the villa's strongest couples. Their story was unfolding beautifully, and it seemed like nothing could get in their way. But everything changed during the dramatic episode on July 6, 2025. The atmosphere in the villa shifted suddenly, and tension filled the air as the islanders sensed something was wrong. The show's narrator appeared on screen and announced Cierra's exit due to a personal situation, offering no further details. The announcement was brief and left everyone, both inside and outside the villa, stunned and searching for answers. This abrupt, unexplained departure was highly unusual for Love Island. Fans were left confused, and social media exploded with speculation. The lack of information only fueled the rumors, as viewers tried to piece together what could have happened behind the scenes. Normally, islanders leave through public vote or recoupling ceremonies, giving closure to their stories. But Cierra's exit was different. There was no explanation, no goodbye, just an empty seat and a sense of mystery that hung over the villa. As fans scrambled for answers, a parallel story erupted online. News broke that a controversy from Cierra's past had resurfaced and gone viral, sparking heated debates and outrage across social media platforms. The situation quickly spiraled, and the pressure on the show's producers mounted. The so-called personal situation was, in reality, a direct response to the public outcry over her resurfaced social media post. Producers made the difficult decision to remove her from the villa, prioritizing the show's reputation and the well-being of the other contestants. The incident left a lasting impact on the season, serving as a stark reminder of how quickly things can change in the world of reality TV. While Cierra was on the show, internet sleuths uncovered an old social media post in which she used a racial slur. The post spread rapidly, sparking outrage and disappointment among fans who had supported her. Hashtags demanding her removal trended, and the show's social media was flooded with calls for action. The backlash was immediate and intense, creating a crisis for the show's producers. With Cierra unable to respond, the controversy became the dominant story, overshadowing everything else in the villa. Producers faced a stark choice: keep her and risk condoning racism, or remove her and disrupt the show. Ultimately, they chose removal, framing her exit as a personal matter, a quiet end to a very public storm. With Cierra still isolated from the outside world, her parents took the difficult step of releasing an emotional statement on her Instagram account. The post was carefully worded, acknowledging not only the pain their family was experiencing, but also the gravity of the situation that had unfolded so suddenly. The Ortegas knew that the world was watching, and they wanted to address the public directly, hoping to offer some clarity and comfort in a time of confusion and anger. They made it clear that they weren't trying to excuse or minimize Cierra's actions. In their words, "We're not here to justify or ignore what's surfaced." The statement was honest and direct, reflecting the seriousness with which they viewed the allegations. The family spent hours discussing every word, wanting to be transparent about their feelings and their commitment to accountability. They acknowledged the public's anger and disappointment, saying, "We understand why people are upset, and we know accountability matters." The Ortegas recognized the hurt that had been caused, not just to their family, but to the wider community. They didn't shy away from the reality that trust had been broken and that healing would take time. Importantly, they clarified that Cierra herself hadn't yet been informed of the controversy. She was still in isolation, cut off from news and social media, and completely unaware of the storm that was brewing outside. The parents reminded the public that Cierra hadn't had a chance to respond, explain, or apologize for her actions, and asked for patience until she could speak for herself. The Ortegas expressed hope that, once Cierra learned the truth, she would face the situation with honesty and a willingness to grow. They believed in her ability to take responsibility and to learn from her mistakes, even as they worried about how she would cope with the backlash. Their words were filled with both anxiety and hope, reflecting the complicated emotions of parents watching their child's life change overnight. Throughout their message, the Ortegas tried to balance the need for accountability with a plea for empathy. They asked the public to remember that, at the center of the scandal, was a young woman who was still learning and growing. They urged people not to lose sight of Cierra's humanity, even as they demanded answers and justice. The statement was not a denial of wrongdoing, nor an attempt to shift blame. Instead, it was a heartfelt call for understanding and compassion during a moment of profound family crisis. The Ortegas wanted the world to know that they were hurting too, and that they were committed to doing what was right. In the end, their statement underscored the deep pain of watching a loved one's life unravel in the public eye, and the hope that, with time, healing, and understanding might be possible for everyone involved. The Ortega's statement drew a clear line between accountability and abuse, condemning the threats and vitriol directed at their family. "What's happening online has gone far beyond accountability," they wrote, describing the cruel messages and attacks on their family and friends. Their plea highlighted the real-world consequences of online outrage, where calls for justice can quickly turn into campaigns of harassment. The family's experience forces us to ask, when does holding someone accountable become mob justice? They weren't asking for a pardon, but for the cruelty to stop, so Cierra could learn and grow, not be destroyed. Their message was a call for a more humane approach to public mistakes. It's a reminder that accountability should lead to education and change, not relentless punishment. The fallout didn't stop with Cierra's family. Her friends managing her social media were thrust into the spotlight. MJ Hederman, who ran her Instagram, quickly condemned the post and distanced themselves, stating they were unaware of its existence. Another friend, Johnny Olivia, publicly withdrew support after seeing the post, signaling the seriousness of the offense. These public statements showed the immense pressure scandals place on personal relationships, forcing friends to choose between loyalty and their values. The consequences were immediate. Cierra lost the public backing of her closest allies before she even knew what had happened. The scandal fractured her inner circle, highlighting how quickly support can vanish in the face of public outrage. Cierra's exit didn't just change her fate, it reshaped the show. Her partner, Nick, was left single, leading to a dramatic recoupling and shifting the villa's dynamics. The ripple effects were immediate, altering the storylines of other contestants and showing how one person's past can impact many. Beyond the villa, the incident reignited debate about how reality shows vet contestants' digital histories. Networks now face mounting pressure to screen more thoroughly, aiming to prevent scandals and foster safer, more inclusive environments. The scandal is a warning. In the digital age, every post is part of your public resume. For future reality stars, the lesson is clear. Your past is never truly behind you. At the heart of the Ortega's statement was a plea for basic human decency, something often lost in online outrage. They asked for patience and compassion, not just for Cierra, but for everyone caught in the storm. In an era of instant judgment, they urged the public to allow time for reflection, accountability, and growth. The question is, do we want to punish and exile, or educate and redeem? Their call is a challenge to temper justice with mercy, to remember that growth often comes from error. The Cierra Ortega controversy becomes a moral inquiry. Are we losing sight of empathy in our pursuit of accountability? Cierra Ortega's exit from Love Island USA is more than just another reality TV scandal. It's a moment that forces us to reflect on the complexities of public mistakes in the digital era. When someone's actions are broadcast to millions, The consequences ripple far beyond the show itself, touching families, friends, and even strangers who weigh in from behind their screens. In today's hyper-connected world, every post, comment, and like leaves a digital footprint that can resurface at any time. The power and peril of these footprints are undeniable. What we share online can shape our reputations, relationships, and opportunities for years to come. It's a reminder that the internet never truly forgets, and that our online actions can have real-world consequences. In the wake of Cierra's departure, her parents released a heartfelt statement. They didn't shy away from acknowledging her mistake, but instead asked for understanding and compassion from the public. Their words highlight a central dilemma we all face. How do we hold people accountable for their actions without resorting to cruelty or public shaming? This dilemma isn't just about one person or one family, it's about the standards we set as a society. How do we encourage growth and learning while still upholding our values? These are questions that demand thoughtful discussion, not knee-jerk reactions. The reactions of Cierra's friends reveal the immense social pressure to distance themselves from controversy. In moments like these, people often feel compelled to disavow or criticize, sometimes out of fear of being judged themselves. This pressure can fracture relationships and leave those at the center of controversy feeling abandoned. Too often, the accused are left isolated at the very moment they most need guidance, support, and the chance to make amends. Isolation rarely leads to growth. It can deepen shame and prevent meaningful change. Instead, incidents like this should spark deeper conversations about how we balance anger with empathy and accountability with forgiveness. It's about recognizing that everyone is capable of making mistakes, and that everyone deserves the opportunity to learn from them. We must actively reject the culture of dehumanizing online harassment. Piling on with hateful comments or threats only perpetuates harm and makes it harder for anyone to grow or heal. Instead, we should foster environments, both online and offline, where mistakes can lead to genuine reflection, learning, and positive change. Support, mentorship, and honest dialogue are far more effective than public shaming. The path forward is to treat others, even those who have erred, with fairness, decency, and a willingness to see their humanity. Reconciliation and growth are possible when we choose understanding over outrage. Ultimately, this is a call to remember our shared humanity. We are all imperfect, and we all have the capacity to change for the better when given the chance. Even in the digital age, let's choose empathy, understanding, and the belief that people can grow beyond their mistakes.